Okay guys, so I'm back again. This video is also late. I've had a lot of time to process my thoughts on Cobra Kai Season 4. As you know guys, I gave my non-spoiler review, but I thought it was important that I talked about specifically in terms of spoilers, things that worked for me 100% and things I just absolutely loved, right? So we're going to do, I think this season, because there's 10 episodes, I don't want to make a super long video, so we're going to do 3 parts, okay? This will be part 1. So, and this episode will cover, I think we'll do the first 2 episodes. Okay, so, right at the gate, episode 1, I had to go to an early premiere. We start episode 1 right where season 3 left off. Terry Silver is at his piano, gets a phone call from Kreese. It's an ignored number. He stops using it. He's like, ignores him. And then we see Johnny and Daniel start beginning their training to train their students. It was awesome. Seeing them learn defense. Seeing Daniel start kind of see how the offense advantages are. It's very interesting seeing the two mix their styles, and they're struggling at first. Then it gets into the kids. Sam and Miguel are trying to get Johnny and Daniel to work together so that they can beat Kreese and Cobra Kai. And then, speaking of Cobra Kai, Robbie shows up to the dojo once again, and Kreese asks why he hasn't joined the team. It's like, I'm not interested. And then, well, he tells him this whole shot, well, you can be better than your dad, be even more ruthless, even stronger. You have that potential. Kind of setting the stage for him. And then the Cobra Kai sees Robbie getting ready to teach the class, and he's ready to adjust to everything he's going to teach them. And they don't want to teach him because they don't trust him, because he's been on the opposite side, of course. So he's like, well, okay, land a hit on me, and I'll go. So he basically goes Ip Man, if you haven't seen that film, on everybody, showing all sorts of badass defense moves, single-handedly defeating Cobra Kai in existence. And the only person to land a hit on him, albeit it was a cheap shot hit, is Tori. So Tori lands a hit on him, and it's great. So she lands that hit, very, very much succeeding, lands that hit perfectly. And then he's like, all right, I'll go. But then she's like, no, stay. And then Robbie comes with the idea to teach Cobra Kai defense. So Robbie's kind of like a sensei to some of these Cobras, teaching them a skill set they don't have access to. Meanwhile, Kreese goes off to convince Silver to join, because if Johnny and Daniel are teaming up, we need to be able to have someone to team up with as well. The legendary Terry Silver, which we'll get to him even later in the video. So he goes to his house, goes to this fancy party with his girlfriend, where his girlfriend is, and it's got fondue and all these fundraising stuff, and it's just very much the opposite of the Terry Silver he knew. So he's chatting with them. He makes fun of the fact that these people in this party call Cobra Kai like pretty much like a hobby in a kindergarten class, and Kreese is like, it's a way of life, and all these things. And then, finally, after he leaves and they talk about it, we mention Danny Boy, mention your champion, LaRusso, so we know about both Johnny and Daniel are still very much in the back of their minds, which is important. And then, to end the episode off, we have, after Hawk is struggling with fitting in, Miguel, and the rest of the Eagle Fangs and the Miyagi-Dos find out about the old Okinawan sparring deck. And so they decide to build it. So it leads some tension a little bit. And Daniel thinks that Hawk's just going back to his old ways. But no, they want to build a deck. And everyone wants to help build it so that they have a place to spar. Because Miyagi-Do isn't quite big enough to test their skill set. So they start building this sparring deck. Super crazy, right? And then ending the episode off, we have Terry Silver's eating a meal. And his girlfriend who's staying with him wants him to go to his basement, his wine cellar, to go and basically get what he needs. But here's the thing. When he goes to the basement to get what he needs, he ends up grabbing the bottle But then he sees another bottle, and he does his spinning wheel kick and kicks it into the wall, bringing our first shade of the original Terry Silver that we've been waiting to see. And the episode ends. So then into episode 2, the defense and offense training begin. Johnny's on the wheel. He's learning. Things are getting interesting. Silver still hasn't given in to Kreese. But then things start getting heated up later, which we'll get more towards. So he still doesn't want to get in. Things are still kind of on the fence. Doesn't know how to feel. So then he's still kind of like having his urges and feeling the karate, like it's like a drug to him. It's connecting him. So Terry Silver has layers in this season, which we're going to continue to talk about in general. Like, so he's building on all this stuff. He's not on the cocaine anymore. He's trying to live a normal life. Doesn't want karate. All these things that Kreese is kind of pushing him back into this world. So then we get, we saw Johnny learning defense, and we see him on the wheel learning defense, realizing that defense is important and can help save his life. And now we also learn that Daniel is being trained in offense, and he learns it very quickly, and he's very good at it. But so then we come up with the idea that the students are going to, by episode 3, which we'll talk about in the next video, the students need to split off together in order to change their styles and work on whatever ways they need to learn different materials, which we'll get into the next video. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed my first part of my spoiler talk for Cobra Kai Season 4. I hope you guys enjoyed, and remember, Cobra Kai never dies, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Remember, pain does not exist in this dojo. Does it? No, sensei!